You put in a bag or something silly?
I think I wrapped it in my net.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to Gutter Stars, session 32. We've finished a long adventure on a small but damp and full of goblins planet called Shipwrecker, and I think the party is likely to be might be training here, might be going to Brawl to train, might be doing something else. But yes, there's that. I think that we're kind of working out what's happening next. The party is also relieved to discover it's not going to be kicked off the planet for Wilsp having been caught drugging people, because Wilsp is dead. So that's good, isn't it, Alex?
He died under mysterious circumstances.
Silver linings.
Can we hand them over and get a bounty?
Yeah, hand over the corpse and say we found this drugger.
Just hand him in with the goblins.
Yeah.
They all look the same to me.
Yeah.
Why don't we paint him to look like a goblin so we can use him as like a goblin?
That's the point. Presumably you're going to behead a load of dead goblins, aren't you?
Yeah. That's what I'll be doing today.
Yeah. I need to go over it, but let's assume for now you have 30 goblin heads to take in. Oh no, it'll be more than that, won't it? Because you had killed 8 kind of elite goblin types. You had a battle, you killed most of 20. You killed several from the sky as well. So yeah, let's say 40 goblin heads will be how many you can take back. Which would be worth 200 extra gold as a bounty.
Nice.
Which will then be minus 25 because of Bruno's share. So it'll be 175 gold basically for that. Yeah. But yes, had we rolled? Can someone remind me? I actually don't remember. Did we roll an encounter at the end of last session for flying back? I don't think we did we?
I don't recall.
I don't remember doing that.
No. Okay, should we? So you need, because there is a town on Shipwrecker, one major settlement plus some kind of logging camps and mining camps, and so yes, you are going to need to fly back there. I guess we can start with Andrew. Andrew, do you want to roll a d10?
Yeah. Oh, I'm still logging in.
Okay.
Roll 20. Yeah.
Who's logged in?
Yeah,
Simon, do you want to roll it?
We have. Look in the chat. Scroll up 10.
Great. Good. Okay, so yeah, you'll get back to the capital of Shipwrecker and land the star sail with your sack of heads, like green blood oozing out of this gigantic sack of war crimes. And yeah, you've got you actually do remember you also have a gnome engineer who's offered you his service if you can provide him a workspace, haven't you? That's another prize you got from this because you rescued him and so he offered service in repayment.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he says I'm part of a different mining clan to that Wilsp guy, and I'm glad he's dead. He says. He doesn't say that. He just thinks it. You can tell he's thinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, you're back in the kind of the town on Shipwrecker, and yeah, how do you want to proceed? Everyone apart from Alex needs to introduce his bad monk, his terrible monk, who I'm sure basically you now have a monk. He's a show monk who's hanging out with you, I think is the point.
Yeah.
He's a cleric. He's not a fighting monk, is he? He's one of the monk classes.
Yeah, he's got the magic of a priest, like full magic of a priest, but
oh yeah,
more limited schools and stuff.
Oh. So is he the fighting monk from Complete Priests?
No, it's the priest from, I always forget which book it is. It's the priest.
Powers and Pantheons. That was it, wasn't it? I think you did. We discussed this last time.
I think. No, it wasn't Powers. It was. Is it Faiths and Avatars? It looks more like it.
Yeah.
Faith
There
and
is
Avatars, the same book.
in second edition there were 3 monks basically. So rather than there being a monk class and indeed an Oriental monk class, if you're counting Oriental Adventures, which we don't. We guys who play in the OA game, we don't use that. We're using Fighting Monk as the equivalent. In second, there was a kit for priest in Complete Priests. There's that one from one of the big Divinities books. And then there was an actual monk class in Scarlet Brotherhood, which is relatively late. It wasn't right at the end, but like 97. It was a very late Greyhawk product, which has some interesting stuff in it, actually, in terms of its... Yeah, the Greyhawk range for second edition is very strange and sometimes frustrating, but like, yeah, probably more reliable, actually, than the Forgotten Realm stuff, a lot of which is garbage, because they produce so much of it. But yes, so yeah, you're going for the middle one, the one from one of the Divinities books.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're a priest, but you also have martial arts, basically.
Yes. And I can't wear armor, but I get like natural AC from training as I level up. Unfortunately, that means at the moment I have 10 AC and 1 hit point.
Yeah, and yeah, because you have Dex 9, because you fulfilled your requirements and then didn't have anything left over.
And
basically.
you can't get higher AC from armor, so you're just stuck at 10 forever until you level up.
Can Vil cast armor on him?
I think so, because the only restriction it says is you can't use magic items that resemble.
Because you don't wear. Yeah, you don't wear. It's not like a Conjurer actual armor that you wear.
Yeah.
No.
Like I couldn't use a braces of defense.
Here's my question for the group. Trying to figure out what we're gonna do. Like, I think a lot of people can train here on Shipwrecker. If we all are going up in level, like if I go up to 2, I don't know if some people are going to 3, but like if the whole party's going up a level, do we want to stay and go after those pirates, or do we want to change venues entirely and leave Shipwrecker and look for other things?
I would vote leave. Because this is a backwater for the Philistines and Hicks.
Yeah, I would leave.
I would leave, but yeah.
I would prefer to leave because I want to train as a thief, and I've committed a lot of crimes here. So probably best not to go around telling people I want to get better at
I'm
stealing.
a man who has done many crimes. Yeah, great. And I think makes sense. See more of the universe.
Meet new people and steal their stuff.
I was going to say, most of you can train here, as Beach says. Certainly, Vil, Beach's Conjurer can, because you have the local, the Bralian Mages Guild representative, who you've done stealing for, or reclamation. Yeah, he will give you training. In fact, he offered you free training, didn't he? That was part of the payment, essentially. As I recall.
I think training here is a good idea, and then moving on. That's what
I think we should take advantage of that, and it's just a question.
Bruno could train as in your higher level fighter companion friend who really carried you. Let's be honest.
Is Bruno coming with us, or is he staying?
No, Bruno stays here. Well, he's obviously waiting to go after these pirates one day when there's adventures to do so to avenge his brother. He's made a lot of money out of killing goblins, so he likes that. But yes, Thumb can level to 3rd with Bruno.
that'd be great.
And Xeethra can level. I was going to say Xeethra. I will need to double check Xeethra, won't I? Morthylla can level at her own temple, so she can level under guild rate. Jamie.
Yep.
And Sam Hambat can level with Bruno. Xeethra is multi-class. Is the problem for anyone wondering? I need to do it because you could get some very. He's earned a lot of XP. Is Xeethra he? I know Morthylla is she. Xeethra's here, isn't he? Xeethra has earned a lot of XP, but it depends. Has he earned 4,500, or rather, has he earned 4,000? He probably has. The answer is he probably has. But yeah, Morthylla can certainly train, and Jones will be able to train, but yes, would have to find a trainer.
I mean, there were those lovely gentlemen that helped us before his theft. We can always go and talk to them.
Yeah. Yeah, the party has been.
I'm not hearing many agree.
Yeah. I was going to say Jackson might be able to train actually as well from having piloted the ship, obviously during combat. He's earned from that too, hasn't he? So depending on how it reckons. He because he was on like nearly 1,000 XP and needed 2,000.
You can level up in his non-combatant class.
No, he's a fighter. He's a first level fighter.
Isn't he also like
It's just that we always have
12
him
or
stay back in
something?
the ship because he's
You have him stay back because if he dies, you can't drive the ship.
yeah.
And also he's like 16
Yeah.
or something, right?
17, but yeah. I like how you're like, look, we've got some real ethical issues here. Yeah, we did commit a lot of war crimes on those goblins, but I'll be dashed if I put a 17-year-old human in the way of harm.
Yeah, well,
I-
it's
I-
okay,
we're not at war.
when you get your license. So
It feels like the kind of thing that could actually get us like banned off YouTube if we like, oh no, we've done fantasy about getting a child killed. Whoa.
I don't think in the fantasy genre. I don't count. Jackson is a young man. He's not like he's like a
Your Honor, he was
7-year-old.
a young man, not a boy.
Yeah,
They killed children in Harry Potter.
yeah.
Spoilers.
Suppose Harry Potter
If
dead.
anyone cares.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, by the way, regular old head Alan did comment last week saying when he's watching on playback that he enjoyed the discussion about dialects and development of the English language.
Super.
Clearly, we're always very focused on topic.
Well, I think he said he enjoyed the D&D, but actually, the general atmosphere, presumably of kind of chaos, lack of focus.
I'm not playing any D&D.
Yeah.
Good simulation.
ADHD, first or second edition.
Yeah. Let's be honest, ADHD didn't get to a second edition, did it? Couldn't focus.
Until I was born.
Yeah. You were the second edition of it. They're evolving.
Yeah.
So yes, assuming everyone but Jones and is his name Kawakami? Did I see,
Yes.
Alex?
Kawakami.
And then you do have a backup
A
who is an actually good character.
A Gromman fighter who has 19 strength, 18 dex, 12 hit points, not 10, sorry, I forgot to apply his con bonus.
Why is that the backup? Why isn't
Well,
the
because I
monk
rolled
the
the
backup?
I rolled the monk first, and then I saw the 1 hit point. I'm like, I'm gonna make a backup for when this one dies, and it feels like it would be dishonest to play the backup first because this, this isn't Dark Souls, you know.
Yeah.
This is like me on the football field, and you've got like Messi
Yeah.
in the subs.
Yeah.
But I've not got contract for Messi yet.
Yeah.
You need to get you killed before you can bring out Messi.
Yeah.
Like, if
We're going to
someone
kill you, Jamie.
randomly,
We're going to
like,
kill you.
Throw a rock at me, or just like
Yeah, breathe on him. But friend of the show,
Well, I'm
Nico,
here.
on this note, I actually did think of an example of this. What we talked about, that having a good sheet doesn't do everything, is that friend of the show, Nico, who is a very effective Wizard Hunter Barbarian in our open table game, obviously. But he played a character, if you remember, he played a paladin with like really good stats at first level, but as like had all the stats to be a paladin, was really good, and got killed by wolves in like his first combat.
yeah.
So it does happen. Whereas,
I mean, what makes the game fun is that if it were only your stats, we might as well be playing Ludo, you know.
yeah. Maybe we should play Ludo instead. I don't know. Probably be more fun.
Owen's going to secretly log every die roll as like a die roll in the game of Ludo, and then we'll find out at the end of the game who wins.
Yeah.
Will Alex be doing a accent for this character?
What does the YouTube rules say?
Probably not.
I think unless you're a professional voice actor, the limited accents. Mostly because I'm not a funny voices guy. But if you think you can do the accent, do it.
I mean, I know a little
Well,
Japanese,
I'd
so
have
I
to be
probably
good
could
He's
do
gonna start.
I could do a
He's gonna
not-
start speaking Japanese.
I could do a not racist Japanese accent.
Yeah, you just
but-
need to do a bit of like a sword, isn't it? That kind of thing.
Zonda.
Konnichiwa. My name is Kawakami. That's how.
Atake.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
No, it's I'm theoretically fine with voice and accents, but I don't particularly need them in my life. D&D is a game where you solve challenges and I kill your characters.
I think
I'm not.
Well, then we've got to fight back somehow, Owen, and
Often
and
enough.
Yeah, yeah.
we do that by doing silly accents.
Right, yeah.
I think we
It
often
helps
enough use
cope with the pain.
we often use the like third person, like I tell them about this, that, and the other, rather than just saying it all. So not.
Yeah. I was going to say,
That makes
yeah,
sense.
I was going to say, yeah, indeed. But yeah,
My
we
character's
do.
actually speaking in the third person. Just so you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
know.
that's the worst thing about it. No, we do both. I think I tend to find that people find that natural one way or the other, don't they? As in the situation they're like, and I think certainly removing the barrier of like, oh, this is a game. Role playing means being a character in a play. Is misleading. It's not true.
True.
And
I think doing the voice though is fine as long as it's not like too forced. Like you're trying to like show yourself off as a voice actor, and like only speaking in your character's voice starts to feel weird. But like,
yeah,
in a lot of games,
Role playing,
People
you become a character the moment the session starts, and you refuse to.
yeah. No, I know. In between sessions too.
Yeah, you have to stay in character forever. Once the game starts, the whole campaign.
Yeah,
I
you're
prefer
allowed to
role-playing
change
for
if a
second
character
person.
dies. Yeah, yeah. It's the NK Jemisin principle, isn't it?
yeah. I'm actually an elf in real life, and I pretend to be a human pretending to be an elf when we play the game.
Yeah, indeed.
That is deep.
It's what elves would do.
Yeah.
Tolkien's mythology, there are still some elves on Earth. Presumably, like Thranduil is just waiting in a forest somewhere, like the just kind of grumpy, refusing to go home.
Oh, that explains that homeless guy I met. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. There's a man in a wood, and he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said something about wanting wine barrels.
Yeah, I want my wine barrels back. My eagles, Varus, my eagles.
Why didn't take the eagles to the homeless shelter?
Yeah. Well, because Arminius captured them at the Teutoburg Forest.
Damn it! I'm sick and tired of Barre and Orthanc and the hostile architecture they provide with all these spikes. It's terrible for the homeless people in the local area.
Yeah, the homeless pigeons. You mean?
Homeless pigeons.
Yeah. So you're back in Ironmongers. What's it called? What's it even called? What's this place called? Well,
You're the dungeon master.
Oh, am I gonna have to open my flipping notes?
We're expected to remember like one thing about this world. Absolutely
Are you
scandalous.
thinking about the
One thing I
town?
remember is that we're in space.
okay. It's called Writers. It is called Writers.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
WRIGHTERS, as in like shipwrights or whatever. Writers.
Yeah.
Okay, you're back in Writers. Are you any business? I guess you need to sell gems for 75% value.
Is there like a writers guild with like a really confused author who's recently joined?
Yeah. There's a bard who's turned up, and they're all like, "Hey, where's your plane and chisel?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess you need to sell any jewels. Are you selling any magic from what you know?
I think the weird skull.
Are we pretty sure that we have enough for everyone to train? Like we've got enough to cover everyone.
You've got you're going to have nearly 10,000 or something.
Existing debts
okay.
were 2,200.
That's on Brawl. So the point, but you might want to try to keep that aside. Yes, essentially.
The debt is localized to particular planets, so it only exists if we go back.
What it means is, if you go back and you don't pay it, then people start being put in prison. That's the deal.
We all get put in prison, or can we like rotate which character goes to prison?
Well, yeah, I believe that debt is on Flynn Manley, and he's dead now. So
Yeah. I think it is identified with his adventuring company. And you've returned the remains of Flynn Manley, exploded and eaten by a Yagol, to prison to serve his sentence.
To debt
Well,
to
I think we should specify that we are a company rather than a band of adventurers, because that means that the company is liable, but we're not liable as individuals.
Yeah, it's a limited company, registered in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah. Limited is short for limited lifespans.
Yeah. Yeah, people don't realise that, actually.
So with the skull with glowing eyes, I feel like since at the very least you don't necessarily die from carrying it in a bag, it could surely be something you sell as at least like an oddity or a decoration to some shady.
Oh, I was going to say
yeah,
that one can detect as magic. That was the one reason I was asking about that. Is I'm assuming
yeah.
Oh, I've pulled my headphones out.
I think it'd be fun for someone else to find out after we sell it.
I would like other people to suffer.
Well, there's a wizard friend. Yeah. Well, he was the one with a stupid name, wasn't he?
Yes, that guy.
What was his name? I'm sure I had it written down because it was so stupid.
Alex is just explaining how much he loves your world building, Owen.
Hey, I didn't name the character. He can say what he likes. If he insults one of my characters, then his character gets killed again.
Brow the module. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is based as in the goblin thing was and that was mine. I wrote that. And basically all the dungeons you've done, I wrote. So, but the world is not mine.
That explains all the pish and scrow and.
Yeah, I was going to say the pish and scrow seem like my touches, do they? Okay.
I will just be training with our mage friend, I guess.
With the guy, yeah. Are you going to pay him for? I mean, Identify will knock him out for a day, but he'll take the price for it. He'll, accept money from you for it. So that's fine. If that is what you want, as in to detect. Yeah, I was going to say if people who are leveling up want to roll their level ups, I guess Jones actually, while this is happening, for the first week at least, is just recovering, isn't he, Andrew? So he's not training here, but also he wouldn't be training straight away anyway.
I had better succeed at this. It'll be embarrassing if I don't.
He'll laugh at you.
I have an 18 intelligence.
You shouldn't save a number.
Fail.
If you save a number, you're guaranteed to fail.
This is why Wilsp died.
That's how it works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the more you acknowledge the numbers, the less chance there is of success.
I'm already up to 13 hit points on Morthylla.
What was that message?
14 versus 18. So it takes 2 weeks or 1 week? What's the minimum time?
2 weeks. By the way, Beej, I've actually put it in characters. I should put it somewhere else. I've just put the spellbook components, which Xeethra you obviously can copy too. You need to buy, I guess. So you can take a spell off him.
Mm-hmm.
Who's just dropped? Tom?
No, it was Andrew. We couldn't hear him, and so he's dropped out.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, great. Andrew, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we
can
can hear
you
We
hear
can
me
hear
now?
you.
We can hear you.
Yeah,
We can hear you.
Okay. I just
So,
dropped off and logged back on. I don't know why that helped, but it seems to have helped.
It appears
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Live in your microphone.
Well, it's because the internet is a series of tubes, and you just plug the gap.
You
in
had
the
a
tube.
blockage, yeah.
And
Yeah.
the control box is held by the elders of the internet. Yeah.
I mean, sadly, you all have just not heard any of my sort of, brilliant and timeless jokes I've been making since the beginning of the session, so we'll have to
No, we
live
heard
with
you
that
for a
now.
while. No, we
What
heard you for a
one
while,
never
Andrew.
If they're
We heard you for a
timeless,
while.
you can just make them again.
Yeah. No, they're timeless in the sense that they now exist in a strange other world. Inaccessible to human minds.
Demi-plane timeless.
Like YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like YouTube, yeah. Yes. So Xeethra, obviously, you can separately any wizard, but you can pay. You need to buy the 100 gold of materials or whatever to copy a spell. But Vil will get one free. You also can use. There's that scroll. If anyone wants to look at a scroll, they may look at a scroll.
Oh, and who of you is taking the scrolls that Wills was holding on to? Because there's a whole bunch of stuff that no one seems to have claimed.
That's a good point. I'll happily take the scrolls if I'm
There were 2
Oh,
scrolls, and also an amber potion that I think was healing. Those are the most relevant things.
Yeah.
And also 3 spell components for Phantasmal Force and 1 spell component for armor.
And you have his book as well. So if anyone
my-
wants Phantasmal Force, who can take
My
it,
book,
they
which had
can.
Phantasmal Force and armor. I mean, I guess one of you should take the book anyway, because eventually you'll fill up your spell book.
Yeah, and you can use it. You can use it to memorize from. It's just it's extra weight, isn't it? I'm generous with weight on books, but then Wizards a week, as in I go for £5, I think, rather than the whole £20 per book. I don't mind. I don't mind the idea of like, here's your home copies and here's your travel book, but I think at some level it's simple to be like, you get that number of pages and it weighs like that. Yeah.
And my character's actually carrying 3 book nooks to decorate his shelf while he's on his adventure.
The Star Sail. You realise the cabin is now mostly a book nook.
Yeah. Sorry, what were those spell components? So armor 1, and then what was the other 2 components?
Phantasmal Force. There were 3 of those.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I know those spells, so I'll take those components because.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
You might as well, yeah. So yes, you've got Wilsp's book, which you can copy from as well, or just use. You've got the scrolls you can use as scrolls or copy from. Up to you know. Has anyone else rolled their level ups? Thumb, are you leveled up to 3?
I need to make my rolls, don't I? I've got
Sam, level up to 2. Morthylla, level up to 2.
We trying to roll low or high? I've forgotten.
Low. It's an ability score. It's an ability check.
Is Xeethra still waiting for XP to level?
Well, what we'll do, especially because of the question about money, is we'll work that out later.
Okay.
As I say, I haven't had any time since last week, so.
Yeah. Can I buy the? I think that was something you said. Xeethra might buy. Never mind.
A life.
Right. Why am I on this stream then?
Yeah.
Oh, that's blow int, isn't it?
I mean,
Leveling up. Oh,
low int. Int or whiz. If you've got whiz thumb, you can use whiz.
Whiz is worse. Yes, I got there eventually.
Yeah. Sorry, can I take these scrolls then as Xeethra?
It took 4 rolls.
Yeah. 4 rolls. Okay. Guys, you're staying on Shipwrecker a month.
Yeah. I got a 19, a 20, and then a 14, 11.
I will check. I will check to see if there's a thief for you, Jones, because you will have recovered due to the incompetence. You will have recovered.
Do the rest of you want to go and wipe out those bandits while I'm training?
I think we just leave you here.
You're here for 3 weeks anyway. Is one thing because of Jones. I guess you can fly. To be fair, you can fly with Jones. I say that. But yeah, how's everyone else done? Morthylla, Sam.
Morthylla succeeded first time and gained 7 hit points.
So I need to roll under my whiz, do I?
Equal or under your whiz or int?
I definitely whiz. I only have 7 in.
Yeah, nice.
I rolled over it, dear God. Do I roll again?
Yeah, you keep rolling. Keep going. Just don't try and roll 4 times or less.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
This will cost you money as well. If everyone could write down in Spelljammer downtime, if everyone could write down how many weeks they took, that'd be helpful.
So what? It's 2 weeks plus the number of failed rolls.
Yes.
Owen.
Yeah.
I think I might be an idiot.
People have said that.
Tell me something new.
I'm realizing that my thieving skill scores, as written down, don't make any sense unless I forgot to actually add the base scores to all of the bonuses.
Is this why you're? Is this why you're a bad thief?
Yes, this might be why I'm a bad thief because I'm actually.
Feel free to.
I should have added and didn't.
Correct that. Yeah, correct that.
I will correct that now. So that
for those wondering, in second edition,
more competent.
Yeah, in second edition, rather than there being a flat progression of thief skills, in second edition there's a base feat at first level, and then you get a number of points per level, as well as other bonuses for race
and dexterity.
And dex. Which the controversy on that is obviously that it may end up with people. I suppose some people don't like character customization. They think it detracts from the game aspect. You should just use your tools in the game. I think other people think it leads to hyper specialization in only a couple of them, and no one ever chooses the rest. My experience, and I say this being probably in a rare position of running hundreds of sessions of AD&D with this rule set in an old school way, is that people do pick different thief skills.
I think if there's a downside, it might be more that if you want to quickly conjure up an NPC thief, it can be.
You can still use the progression though, can't you? Which is in the second edition books. The average by level. There's a whole thing. The average by level is in the books.
Oh, okay, that's good then. Yeah,
which is the first edition scores. So no, but yes, no, you're right. It's essentially something which I think people worry about. We've talked about build culture. The irony is, second edition is in many ways quite anti-build culture, apart from for NWPs, which are a fairly minor part of the game anyway. Because in NWPs, no one actually wants to, apart from Simon, no one actually wants to put a real NWP into performance poetry. But if you can get it for free, great, because then you can use it in the one circumstance it matters. But for everything else, like kits are also the exotic kits are high upside, high downside generally.
Yeah,
so,
I think sometimes people criticize when they're sort of confusing the mindset of being very interested and thoughtful about character builds and the different options versus the idea of there being an optimal or a suboptimal character build.
Yeah, I can say, and people enjoying making characters, but not necessarily to be the most powerful is perfectly common. Different players are different though for that, to be clear. But yeah, as I say, it's also that we've talked about this before, but the most infamously broken kits, inverted commas, in second edition aren't generally broken if you're playing a campaign like the Spellblade or the Skyrider Paladin, because they have massive downsides, or they don't gain anything other than the one thing. Spellblades are great; they are strong, but they don't gain anything other than being able to cast with one hand in combat. So,
Can I ask some questions?
Yeah, and they can still be interrupted.
I mean, neither of us are the most busted. The most busted kit is for tree.
No, they're not.
For tree ranger.
Well, but of course, that's like that's pointless.
The tree ranger, guys.
That is like pointless for like five levels. It does nothing.
And then you win the game.
Yeah. Then you win the game. Then you have AC0. Tom.
So according to the XP record, Sam has over 1,700 experience, which presumably means I'm over the second level boundary anyway. So how much does training cost in the absence of needing to pay for experience?
You won't. No paying for experience in this. That's for those wondering. That's how we ran our 3 years of Dawnwood campaign. Maybe
that was the OSR one.
Yeah. And we
experience pay to win.
Yeah. Well, it was a way. It is how you use treasure. You get treasure, so you can pay the.
Yeah, you don't get experience from looting the treasure. You can spend the treasure to get experience.
Yeah. So like a bit like
you pay Owen real life treasure.
Yeah. Which is why Tom was so successful and is still so successful in our games. Yeah, due to the direct debit he pays me each month.
Yeah, exactly. Reference: please don't kill.
Please join my Patreon.
Well, I was going to say, and anyone who watched that Boulette episode who survived, it was a crippled half giant and Tom's character.
Yeah, although our one merchant Sidira still got killed, but that's because the payment bounced.
Yeah. I was going. It was a warning more than anything.
She escaped those two animated cactuses, which was like deeply sus. But then a scorpion got her in one shot.
Yeah. I was going to say, you were like, we'll just go up and kill these scorpions. We'll go up and kill these scorpions.
Yeah, I don't think I fully realised your description of how large these scorpions were.
Yeah, there's just like it's like a 6-inch long scorpion. How hard can it be? No, it's 6 foot long. 6 foot long.
You get closer and it gets larger and larger.
Yeah, his character just has poor depth perception.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're a long way off, it's about 6 inches long. In the Spelljammer house rules, it has the training costs. You're gonna be. It'll be like 700 gold or something because you'll be training with Bruno, who is like is a friend.
It's actually posted in character sheets in text channels.
Yep. So go and check them. Great.
I have to download any of the files.
Spells. Where is it? It's not in the house rules. It's
if you go all the way up, not in the Spelljammer channels, but in the channels above.
Oh, is it actually just in text there? It's not in any of the documents.
No. It's in the
Spelljammer rules. Yeah, okay.
No, not in Spelljammer.
Jones, you can train. There is the singer that guy you heard singing. We've actually talked about this before. That guy you heard singing is a practitioner of the art. So if you want to train with him, you may.
Hello, good sir. I would like to give you money in exchange for you to teach me to steal.
I like stealing, and he's like, "What?"
Do you enjoy crime and crime-related activities?
I'm mostly known for doing illegal surgeries upon non-consenting subjects. But I'm thinking about getting
D&D?
into theft, and I play D&D. Sorry, I'm talking for myself, Owen, of course. Yeah, thief. You'll pay the full cost for the thief because you don't know this guy. So 950. He's 5th level, so he can definitely train you. Make your interwiz check.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean everyone apart from Alex levels up, so that's good.
Yeah.
Where did you see the particular message around this?
Right,
rolled
over.
Message or something?
Character sheets. Go into character sheets.
Yeah, I'm in character sheets.
It's that message right at the bottom from me.
Oh, it's at the bottom. Okay. Sorry. I've only got 7 intelligence, guys. Cut me some slack.
That was 1 fail from me.
Great. So that'll be up to 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. 1 fail. Roll again. You know the drill.
I rolled again and passed. I mean.
So yeah, put it. I'd say put under downtime. Say it's 3. You took 3 weeks. Beej, did you copy a 2nd level spell for free as well?
No.
Damn it.
I can't cast 2nd level spells, but I figured I'd copy it for the future.
Oh yes, that's right. You're just doing it in general. Did you take a 1st level spell? Should I tell you what he has? Your trainer, so you can pick a 1st level spell for free.
Oh yes, okay.
Remember,
that was what you posted, but that must be the Triton spellbook.
Yeah, you get 1 for free at level up.
Well, then I will. Yeah, I'll look. I was going to take Detect Magic from that list, but he might have better stuff.
Why would you take?
There isn't any.
I don't have Detect Magic, and it's useful.
Why don't you have Detect Magic?
You get it for free. House rules.
Do I?
Yeah. Has nobody read the house rules?
No one rules the house rules.
I read it a very long time ago.
Yeah, a while ago.
And you didn't memorize it?
Yeah, you get. Remember, wizards get read magic and detect magic plus 2 other spells.
Speaking of reading / not understanding the rules, apparently thieves gain bonuses to some of their skills if they're not wearing armor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want me to find
the default
I
is
have a carapace. Is natural armor?
It is not any of the armors that gives you a penalty.
You can go and check. Yeah, you go and
Usually you can wear
check
leather armor without penalties.
Yeah,
but anything
it's
more
not listed under. It's not listed as one of the penalized armors.
Oh, you're probably fine.
But
your main penalty is.
I think it's just up to Owen. I don't think they were thinking about those things when they wrote the player's handbook. Like, what about this weird bug race we're going to put in Spelljammer 5 years now?
No, that's what I'm saying. He needs to go and check the that guide, CGL1.
I'm pretty
that's
sure
what I'm saying. That is because that's
none of the books with characters with natural armor give them those thieves like penalties, because there's the ones in Dark Sun.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Complete humanoids.
And
incomplete humanoids.
Don't get penalty. Are there any with natural armor in complete humanoids? There probably are, but.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it would
Tortles.
Sense, but... Tortles aren't incomplete.
Not Tortles. No, Tortles. So I'm thinking about Saurials. I think on the Triceratops Saurials natural armored.
They probably are actually.
Maybe.
I suppose I can look at that because it's not like I've got much else to do whilst people are leveling up.
I mean, I have
complete humanoids.
There you go. Grease, Nistel's Magical Aura, or Find Familiar.
Oh yeah, many of these will have natural armor.
Yeah. There was a BECME product, a basic product, called the PC series, Player Creature, where the gimmick was, and which surprisingly good products generally, actually, but which were based in Mystara, but where you can play like treants, you can play like fairies, sylphs, whatever. But you have these kind of wacky XP tables. So like as a treant, you're just never you're going to take forever to level up.
Yeah.
But the whole point is you can be a treant. It's fine. Which I think is fun. It's inspired, very much inspired by Gary saying, if you want to be a dragon, you can be, but you have to be a first level dragon.
Yeah.
A 1 HD dragon.
He changed his mind quite a bit on that topic when AD&D got published, but
I think the essential principle I think is right. Not that I think we should all make dragon races. What I mean is the essential principle is right. Is that the job here is to work at. You create game. It's game balance. The question is game. And ensuring that the basic dynamic of the game isn't completely destroyed by being like, oh yeah, it's much better and easier to be this than this.
You should start off as a sapling if you're a tree ant person.
Yeah. Well, that'd be. Well, we can't play Council of Worms. We played two sessions of Council of Worms on the channel, and people are hatchlings in that, which I think is like 3 HD or something actually. But like the whole point is, you start as a very weak dragon in Council of Worms.
I think I'll get put in the sack. Possibly.
Yes, you have to
dragon in Blackmoor.
Yeah, you had to fight your way out of the sack, as Darren says, as Simon says.
I don't like the way you phrased that.
Just like someone being kidnapped by Santa.
Yeah. That is actually mostly what he does. Not Santa Claus. Santa Claus is a nice guy. It's that Father Christmas guy you got to watch out for.
Yeah, that's why people always say to watch out for his sack. But
Yeah. There's an ongoing court case.
Yeah.
Vil is banned for a comment that he's made in the chat. Vil is banned from the game, not Beach. No.
Grease makes everybody think of one thing, but lube better describes what the spell does.
Yeah, people think grease is like you can set it on fire.
I mean, I don't really believe that the average wizard is getting that much action, to be honest.
Yeah.
I always thought that it would be me or Alex that got us banned from YouTube.
Yeah, but it's actually Beach, yeah. No, to be fair, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's true.
I guess I don't go to those parts of YouTube as often as you guys.
You haven't delved into the depths of YouTube, you have no idea.
Yeah, I mean,
not on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, more to the point is just you're watching more or less normal stuff and you start getting recommended videos, which is like, oh, okay. Jones gets 1 HP. Good.
I mean, to be honest, I don't really get those, but okay.
Yeah. No, but that's because all the things you're looking for you find, Jamie.
Let me tell you, I've not found what I'm looking for, guys. I'm still on that.
Oh my way, it's depressing arc coming up next. Alex, not Alex. Sorry, Tom. What did Sam Hambat get for HP?
Is it I'm a ranger, so is that D10 or is that
D10 plus con bonus? Yeah.
I tell a lie. I have a con bonus. I forgot about that.
Con bonus is 14. Is no bonus, isn't it?
No bonus. No.
Pathetic. All right, let's find out.
Is 14 not enough for a +1?
Oh, 9. That is absolutely clutch.
I was actually involved in a conversation today, and I'll put it. I'll open up. So, a shield at +1 is a more efficient swing for someone who already has good AC, because relatively few attacks are hitting them anyway, so it reduces the number of attacks that could hit them. But it obviously makes a bigger absolute difference in some respects. But it's less efficient on the person with low AC. Where should you put if everyone's lost their shields to the shield monster, the shield rust monster, and you find a shield, who should you give the shield to? The person with plate, the person with leather, or what?
You should give it to the rust monster.
Do either of those usually have a shield?
Yeah, you should give it to the rust monster.
Yeah. Look, you have all these. You're destroying all. Please leave us alone.
I don't think this rust monster's hit its macros today, guys. Of like 10 steel ingots.
So in absolute terms, there's 5% difference, so it's the same to either of them. But in reality, going from like a 90% chance to a 95% chance to hit is more of a difference. That halves the chance of being hit. Whereas if you go from 20% chance to a 25%,
so that is the case if you only have to worry about one character doing stuff. That's like the arena case. You send forward the guy with the plate armor and a shield. But like, what about frontage? What about how HP plays into it? I was thinking about Chitamar actually when this came up. Is that because that's correct as to the mass of what is the most efficient thing to do?
I mean, it's it's just manipulation of statistics. Like it's the same either way. Like you'll give one of them
what you're buying.
you'll give the one of them 5% better odds. So
Yeah,
is it actually a difference?
Well, I think it's something where you can abstract it out and say, of course, it is more efficient to put it on the guy's plate. I think my view is probably in actual games because you have to have a frontage of more than one guy in virtually every combat.
It is
the
second guy.
Because otherwise you just get more attacks than the first guy. Do you know what? Like your guy with plate and a shield, who's at AC1, is eminently killable. At like if he at 4th level, he's eminently killable. There's enough stuff that is killing him. And the fact you've reduced your chance of being hit by one, like by you've quartered it or you've halved it. I think this came up actually when we did DCO and we had characters like Lurbuk with the Nithian armor at AC23. Like no, if 20 people fire arrows at you, your AC -3 equivalent just doesn't matter, does it? Like some people are going to hit you.
Like one version on average.
Because statistically, one of them is going to crit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but it feels a lot better on paper to have that nice high armor number.
Yeah. Oh no, having high armor is good, and it is the other thing is that it's also not bad for the game to assume you should end up having really heavy armor. Like it's not like the game should cater to the assumption that there should be a massive number of armor options. It's that in terms of efficiency. So that's the other thing is you can see when you look at the pre-gen characters in first edition modules where it's like, oh, there's 8 pre-gens. That if it's a higher level one or mid-level, the fighters all have like AC 1 or 0 anyway because they've all got magical armor, magical plate mail, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's the assumption as it is.
So yeah,
Well,
and so it's something
very
where
important for Lurbuk.
Yeah,
it stops him from having consequences for his bad decisions.
Like his Hun soul being sent to Acheron while his Po soul stays in his corpse, and you have to go and find his higher soul and return it to the rest of the body. Like that kind of consequence that might happen.
Yeah, but that was a consequence large. I mean, that was a consequence largely sort of dealt with by other people, so that doesn't count. And
other people
he got a
suffered
free
for that.
family member out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you did, because the being on the infinite staircase. Yeah.
Anywho, what were we talking about before in the game?
Yeah. So okay, great.
Training montage.
Montage. Is that a reference anyone gets?
No.
Team America.
I was going to guess Zulu.
I don't think I've watched
Zulu. Yeah. Do you remember the musical elements of Zulu?
And the montage.
I mean, they do sing a song. There is a famous song in Zulu.
There is a montage as well.
I'm vaguely aware of Team America having a sort of solo number by Kim Jong-un, but other than one of them. But other than that,
well, Saddam Hussein had one in the South Park movie, so it's only fair.
oh yeah.
Oh, and I get the feeling you've seen.
I'm not objecting to it. It's just that's the one thing that sticks in my mind when I think of that film.
Yeah.
How many times have you watched Team America, Owen?
Probably not as many times as you think of. Probably like 5 times, I don't think.
Oh, that's 4 times too many.
Surely, no, you should say that's
more than
5
I
times.
have.
That's 5 times too many, surely, is the gag.
Have you seen it more times than you've seen Zulu?
Oh, no.
What a ridiculous question.
No, I mean, I swear, whenever I see that South Africa have won in the cricket, I watch Zulu, as a purgative. So, yeah, great. So we're leveling up. You've been there 4 weeks. I should add in downtime. Could everyone put how many weeks they took if they haven't already? Jones, you need to. I think that means to pay for, because you need to also pay for 4 weeks of accommodation. That's fine. That's fairly small money comparatively. As in that's like it'll be 140 or something for food and bed and board. Yeah. Great. Everyone apart from Alex has got to level a character. You're flying somewhere. Where do you want to fly?
Straight into the sun.
Fly me to the moon.
Where are we going to get most? Where's a nice populous planet full of money?
Hello. I would like to find some money.
I mean, we could go back to Barre.
I would like to go to the planet of gold and wenches.
Well, so
Yes.
I was going to say, options you have, as in things you know about. Obviously, you've got some rumors and some information on Brawl, and you've got party members, as in you've got the Mage and Stipe who have leveled up, for instance, who are on Brawl.
Yeah.
Notably.
I think Brawl's a good shot. Anyway, what
you also can move on from Brawl to somewhere else. Iron Piece, you've got information about. Haven't you? You've got some stuff about. Well, I think the idea of going and signing up to Privateer and fight the Scrow, and there might be other stuff too. As in, it's a big planet, lots of gnomes.
We do like fighting Scrow as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the Star Sail's capable of really interdicting any actual ships.
Can fire a ballaster.
We've basically got a speedboat. Like,
it's got a ballaster on it.
You've got a technical. You've got a Mitsubishi technical.
Yeah.
No, trust me, if anyone here has played Sid Meier's Pirates, you know the best ship is the Indian War Canoe or whatever it's called. All that you need to do is just get to the ship fast, board it, and kill the captain. Don't worry about all this gunpowder.
I would say that is to be fair, that is the Lord Cochrane thing of like using a sloop to capture actual ships by just boarding them.
Yeah,
this is if you've seen Martian Commander, that's more or less the when they're like, because that's based on Cochrane. Aubrey Maturin is based on Cochrane ultimately, and they're like, oh yeah, this ship is bigger and also we're damaged. We don't have as many guns. So it's like, well, just go up to it and board it.
Yeah.
And that's what Cochrane did. We
get on there and find the captain, and we go, look at me, I'm the captain now.
Yeah. I mean, it is literally the principle of Somali pirates who.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We could be Somali pirates. We could definitely do that.
I feel like that would involve us doing a racist accent.
Okay, we're going to be Somali pirates in spirit.
Yeah.
Somali pirates in space.
Yeah, we need AKs, but we'll be good.
Space Mali pirates.
What other planets do you actually know about in Brawl Space? Let me get 1 second. I'm just going to get my tablet.
Well, let's have a look at the map and look at the names of all these places and see if.
There's God's Marbles. There's
Marbles,
Barbuda.
but that's not a planet. That's just like a cloud of mess.
It's just something I lost.
Grainfields. That's I think a planet that's got like farms and shit on it.
Yeah.
Barbuda sounds like a place they'd make rum.
Yeah, Barbuda sounds like a holiday location with loads of casinos or something.
Time to go to Barbuda.
Numeliador has too many vowels.
I don't trust it.
Yeah, that sounds like an elf planet.
Yeah. I think Bar Sinister sounds like a fun place.
Very close to the
it's a pirate bar, Smuggler's Port.
All right.
Oh, you know what? That sounds like a place we could pick up some rumors.
Yeah. I was going to say that is so. The sun, the primary, is a fire world. So, it made of fire. It's you can go there, but you'd need protection from fire.
This is, by the way, like the whole reason Kawakami is in space. He wants to like meditate on the sun.
Yeah, he wants to level up so he has protection from fire, and then stand on the sun.
Yeah,
okay. That's quite cool. No, that's legit. But doesn't he worships Amaterasu, doesn't he?
Amaterasu, yeah, who is like the god of the sun.
Yeah. Bar Sinister is Pirate Bar Smuggler's Port. Scavabone is a farm asteroid. Shipwrecker, you've been on, that's red belt. Green belt. Barbuda is a water planet. Miniel's Arch is a. You've heard about Miniel's Arch. It's got a colony of wild elves on. Technically under the protection of the Imperial Elven Navy.
Yes, I think we got told not to bother because they were isolationist and kind of. Yeah, we were warned about them by someone. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I've just written down that we were warned.
But yes, it's good hunting planet. I guess that's the general idea. Numeliador is a live world. It's asteroids joined together by plant life. Elves again, protected by the Elven Navy. That's one thing. Is like places like Numeliador and Miniel's Arch are in the Alderaan position of being like, we want to be protected by the Elven Navy, but left alone. But now the Scrow have turned up. And that becomes a bit more of a pointed question. It's easy to be isolationist pacifists when there's no enormous enemy fleet flying around. Diamond Hammer Stake you've been to, which is the biggest dwarven kingdom. The Gods Marbles is there are other dwarves there, but that's like big asteroid field. Grainfield's asteroid field, which is there's all kinds of rumors about it, but that is a farming region. Rockabral, Spiral. Hey, you could go to Spiral. I hear there's some scroll that need expelling.
That seems like a bad idea.
I don't want to go to there.
I mean, it's kind of out the way if we don't find any job. Oh no, actually, is Bar Sinister that far out the way to the Rockabral? Not really. It's not really that far at all, is it?
It's multiple tiers, isn't it? One,
it's
two.
It's a different ring, right? Yeah, of course.
3, 4. It's like 4 rings in. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine.
I mean, that does sound like a good place to get some rumors.
Yeah, Flicker is just a tiny asteroid thing. Unipaxala is an asteroid settlement where everyone's a pacifist, but they do defend themselves.
What was that?
They've got like a ring of ice. They've got like a ring of ice around them.
What's the one you said before? Unipaxala? Flicker what?
Flicker is like a little tiny asteroid.
Where even is that even on this map?
It might be too small to be on the map. Yeah. And Iron Piece is a big gnomish colony world.
I think Bar Sinister sounds fun.
Yeah.
I bet Iron Piece, I'd accept whatever.
I mean, if Bar Sinister's just like a Mos Eisley but in space, then we could go there, see if we pick up any rumors. Well, I was meaning more, a wretched scum and villainy.
Yeah, that more or less happened.
Wherever we go.
That wasn't even copyrighted. Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Fredboat. That was great. I mean, YouTube killing Fredboat as a useful platform really annoyed me. I didn't, because obviously I don't care about the copyright strikes as much. They're sometimes dumb. But you're like, no, that was great. Great. So yeah, you're thinking about going to Brawl. Let me check
Bar Sinister, I think, was the first idea. See if we can.
As in go to Bar Sinister first.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't find any rumors there, go back to Brawl.
Yeah, I was going to say it's close. I guess it's closer to you here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's like 1 in. Yeah, 1 in. Yep. Sure. Okay. Give me a moment.
Before we leave here, Owen, did we manage to get the weird skull identified?
Oh yes, he was going to do that, wasn't he? It's 2 beads of force. The skull isn't magical. The gems are.
Oh.
They're beads of force.
So it could probably.
What is a bead of force?
It's a magic item. I think you throw it and it has like a.
It explodes. Yeah. It's like a bomb.
It's not like a fire explosion. It's like a concussive explosion. I think it's just force.
Okay, that sounds cool. Yeah.
Yeah. They're probably worth something. And then we can probably.
Yeah, they're worth throwing at someone.
Yeah. I imagine we could probably sell. There's probably someone who'll pay some amount of money for a human skull, but it's probably not worth that much.
Yeah, I'm sure there's if we go to somewhere that's a little bit more rich, there'll be some guy who likes collecting skulls. Who'll pay at least maybe a gold piece for it.
I'll pay you a gold piece for it.
What was the
what are we
party
paying
guy
gold pieces for?
Brawl?
Pardon?
The party guy on Brawl. I bet we could convince him to pay us a lot of money for a human skull.
I think he can get human skulls. That's not that exotic.
Yeah, but this one's got a great story.
I think you.
All of the
I would say
skulls have great stories.
in terms of people who have who you suspect have very interesting interests, he certainly is one. Let's put it that way. You could certainly go and talk to him about something. Yeah. So that was one thing. I was. Where have I just put that down? I was just going to check your distance. There is a way you can do manual tracking of planets. There's a chart which I might set up at some point. If you're traveling a lot more around, obviously you're on Shipwrecker for ages, so I didn't really think about it. It's one ring, so basically it's 1 day. It's like 1 day traveling and 1 day there, so it's 2 days or whatever, isn't it? I think, or let me check what do I have the Iron Piece is 10 days out. So Bar Sinister is right on the inside, red belt, green belt, blue belt, violet belt, and grey belt. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. What? 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's like 2 days per belt basically. So it'll be 2 days to get there. You've got the 24 rations from the were rats. So,
yummy.
Yep.
Wait.
Not rations.
We're eating the were rats?
No, rations stolen from were rats.
I know you sometimes do harvest rations from things you kill, but no, you return the were rat bodies, I believe, anyway. So
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still were rat based cooking.
yeah, yeah. You don't know what they put in these rations.
Yeah.
That's the problem here. So in that case, what we need is Spelljammer Adventures in Wild Space. I'm just going to get the if I can find the encounter table, Spelljammer encounters. Spelljammer.org is a great resource, by the way, for those interested. Spelljammer encounters encounter table. But we use that guy's system and his encounter table and stuff, the revised encounter tables. Okay, so you're moving. Each space moved is 1 in 20. It's on the inner track, so it's +1. You're moving. You'll be moving in the same rings of planet to start with, the same space as the planet to start with. So that will be and rings. That's +3. Space is not patrolled, so you don't add that. And same rings asteroid belt, no. So +3, so it's a 4 in 20 chance. Tom, do you want to roll? D20?
Yep. Four.
That is an encounter. Could you roll a D100?
Oh, yes. All zeros, is that 100?
That's 100. 180.
That is number one.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you get 0 then? I guess you can't get 0, can you? Yeah.
No, you go. It's 1 to 100.
Oh, yeah.
So
or 0 to 99.
Yeah. So what happens? What's 100?
Physical
This is
dice
bad, isn't it?
tend to be 0 to 99.
Let me have a check. So yeah, it is going to be a ship of some kind. I don't like them apples.
Given these tables tend to be alphabetical, are we going to encounter a Zulu ship?
Yeah, no, a Zulu ship. Yes. Okay. Roll a second. We're into the nested tables. Roll a second D100, and then we need a third one after
that. 83.
That's 86.
Yeah, 86.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I was looking at the animal.
I would say if you roll, essentially, if you roll a ship's result and then roll 2 hundreds in a row, you meet the Spelljammer.
What?
So there's like a 1 in 1 in 2,000 chance or 1 in 3,000 chance or something per encounter of meeting the actual Spelljammer.
What does that
Well,
mean?
it was 100, then an 86, then a 9.
Yeah. So the 86 and to 9, great. and then let's find out what that is. This is one thing about having like this is the same that happens obviously when we're rolling like land encounters. I'm like, there are hundreds of results on this, like hundreds of possible things. I need to go and find. Let's find out what you have encountered. Okay. So let's check encounter distance in that case. If I can get back to the right place. Is it? Oh no, maybe I need to look in AD&D Adventures in Wild Space.
God, this is getting intense.
Yeah. Hey, well, when it happened last time, we actually used the tactical map and we worked out like whether or not you had the angle to escape because you're like, we just want to leave, please. We don't want to find out what this is. I think that was the. So yeah, what happens is you're going at full speed and then you drop from the kind of the spelljamming speed down to tactical speed, so you know something's nearby. It's like an interesting feature. Like, and no, you just know there's something nearby because of this, and that is the encounter distance basically necessarily because you were traveling at spelljamming speed, which is. Like 400 miles a day or something like that. Is that what it is? No, it's more than that. Traveling in wild space. You can travel 100 million miles per day, regardless of your SR rating. But then you are. What's those movements? You drop to once you move in the gravity well of a large body, you drop to normal. So, what distance is that? Well, I mean, I guess we need to spoke out. Yeah, I was going to say you'll see at the edge of visual distance a dot, basically. You drop from spelljamming speed, and at the edge of visual distance, you can see a dot.
Anyone got a Tescalope?
Sorry, what?
60 foot of infravision. What do you? No. What have I got? I have
a telescope costs like 1,000 gold or something ludicrous.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I have a grapple hook, but that is not going to help us in this situation.
Anyone got?
It could.
I will mount the baluster.
What do your keen elf eyes see?
Yeah,
is it you have 5 ammo from what you've recovered? I guess.
We would have had to buy some more because we fired everything, didn't we? Yes, but I guess we might have recovered 5 shots. That would be the maximum we'd have.
Yeah. On a note about that, because I've got spacemanship, I can recognise the insignia of all ships ranks.
Mm-hmm.
Basic stuff about phlogiston safety, common shipboard tasks. I've also got spelljamming as a not NWP.
Mm-hmm.
So I presume we've already got someone manoeuvring the vessel anyway. But,
Jackson is flying.
Oh,
essentially, you spelljam for the amount like 10 hours a day, and then you pootle along at tactical speed when he is asleep, when he's resting.
Okay, so one question also is that if I can boost the SR of the ship by 1 with the proficiency check, is that presumably if I'm the only person doing the jamming of the spell?
If you're jamming it, yeah. This is one thing. This is not. Remember, this is not. There's no helm on this. You can't. You can use. You can use your spacemanship, but you can't use your spelljamming on this because, only he can drive it. Yeah. But yes, it will affect it if at the point you get your kind of own bigger ship or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Calculating travel times. Movement in the flow, tactical movement. Where does it say the distance? Is incredibly unhelpful. It's just like I think we worked this out previously, but it was a while ago. It's like just when you're within this thing is obviously 10 tons or greater. That's the important thing. It's 10 tons or greater. It's dragged you out. But what distance are you from it? Yeah. We'll assume you are. Well, your speed per SR is 500 yards per point, so it'd be 500 yards per round. So yeah, we're assuming you're 5,000 yards. Basically, at 5,000 yards, you can see a dot.
Ooh.
So yeah, and you don't have any better way to see it. 5,000 yards, remember, is nearly 3 miles.
Yeah.
The ship you can see is bigger than you. That's probably the thing you'd be able to work out from that kind of distance.
Okay, so my character does have some depth perception.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose we should probably try to just veer off and fly away, and then I guess if it doesn't work, then we just kind of go with the flow and try and negotiate and take a closer look.
I mean,
Yep.
we should roughly be expecting pirates or some other form of scum and villainy.
Yeah, there's actually a Pilates.
officers.
They made a really bad typo when they were recruiting, and that was full of pirates.
Yeah. The captain is like, it's like a Treasure Island situation where the captain just wants to go kind of doing yoga-like exercise craft, and everyone else is trying to rob people. In Treasure Planet, by the way, Alex, it's pretty brutal. They murdered the guy. They murdered the loyal crewman in Treasure Planet.
The second, the first mate.
Spoiler. Yeah, murder him.
What's his name, Mr.
No, so it happens in Treasure Planet too, in Treasure Island.
I mean, it's more brutal
but you're
in
like,
Treasure Planet.
But it doesn't happen in Muppets Treasure Island. Is the point?
Wait, you mean the guy who goes into the black hole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
remember
stone
that.
guy.
Yeah.
What was
I
his
mean,
name?
I don't remember that in Treasure Island.
It's a Disney death, isn't it? So if it's someone falling to their death or getting sucked into a black hole, you don't.
Oh no, Mort's point there. He's a good guy,
Arrow.
but no, it doesn't happen in Muppets Treasure Island. Is the point? Like in that they sanitize it.
Okay, shocking news, guys. The Treasure Planet is darker than the Muppets Treasure Island. Get ready for something
to be
serious.
fair, like Treasure
Holy
Planet,
shit.
I think was like a 13 or something. Like it definitely wasn't aimed at like literal children, like toddlers or whatever. Whereas Muppets probably was.
Yeah. There's so many
Much was
underappreciated.
aimed at all ages. I will not hear any more of your slander.
Yeah. Thank you,
know
Alex.
what you know what I mean.
Thank you, Andrew. You are correct.
Yeah, I was going to say those were
will take
also
no
the
shade
best
at
Muppets
Muppets,
films,
thank
as
you.
in like the fact that Christmas Carol and Treasure Island came out back to back.
Oh,
And Christmas Carol is obviously
Christmas
better,
Carol is classic.
but I think
You're
they
out
are
of
like
your mind, Owen. Christmas Carol is way worse.
Christmas Carol is the best Christmas movie, not just the best Muppets movie.
Sorry, it's not better than the Snowman.
It is.
No, it isn't.
Like the Snowman
Yeah.
might be more iconic, but it's not a better movie.
What are we talking about here?
Muppets.
Muppets.
To be fair, I have seen many
Do you
other.
prefer Muppets Treasure Island or Muppets Christmas Carol?
I'm gonna say Treasure Island. I haven't
Yes.
seen either of them in a long time, but I think Treasure Island's probably the better one from my memory.
Yeah.
I did hear the explanation
Don't get me
that
wrong. I like Christmas Carol. I think it's fine, but the songs are worse. Like the general comedy is worse. Like okay, Michael Caine is doing a great job at being Scrooge, but like the Muppets are kind of like ancillary to the whole thing. Whereas Muppet Treasure Island, I feel like they make a whole lot more out of the fact they've met all Muppets.
Michael Caine treats the Muppets like fellow actors, whereas Tim Curry
Yeah,
treats himself like a
because the
Muppet.
Muppets treat Tim Curry like a Muppet. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Tim
exactly.
Curry treats
I mean,
himself
yeah,
like a Muppet.
I love both. I love both of those angles, but ultimately, I'll take Long John Tim.
Christmas Carol one scared me as a kid, though. To be honest, like with the ghost of Christmas Future.
Mm.
Yeah.
towards the end.
But what about the Ghost of Christmas Present? That's a great song. Tom, come on. That feels like Christmas.
Yeah, it's fine. Marley and Marley is also a banger, but like
That's the one I remember. I only watched this when I was like 11, like the last time I saw it. So
So
I'm not really-
not that long
That was
ago.
like a year ago. Jamie, that was a year ago.
if we were arguing about like what the best Ingmar Bergman film is or something, it might be this.
The best what?
Yeah, 12-year-old like 12-year-old Jamie is watching Ingmar Bergman.
No. The point I'm saying is that one I saw when I was 12, but not.
What the Seventh Seal?
No, that was like much more recent. Yeah, obviously you meant to watch the Seventh Seal when you're 7, aren't you, Owen?
Yeah. That's why it's called that, obviously. And
Yeah.
isn't it part of the Puff and Rock universe? It's like there's like another seal.
The expanded universe, yeah.
I mean, have you not seen the Muppets Seventh Seal, where there's a knight playing chess with a Muppet in a hood? It's that Kermit, you know, Kermit the Frog.
Kermit as the Emperor, yeah.
That's death.
Yeah.
Kermit the Frog in a hood.
Yeah, he's Christian Bale as a knight, who's obviously fully method acting the fact that he's in a kind of Ingmar Bergman film. So yes, you are. Are you going to? Yeah. So you're just going to continue heading on your way. Is the idea?
Yeah. We'll just be moving along.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see them.
Yeah. So. Yes. They are heading. I guess they've spotted you. They will be initially heading on your way. I will just check their reaction. Yeah. So yeah, they are heading towards you. Jamie, I guess Morthylla or Xeethra, whoever it is. Do you want to make your spacemanship check for knowing what this craft is?
Yes. So Xeethra, the check is a dexterity check. With a modifier exposing to my dexterity for the purpose of the check. Yeah. Sometimes that is sometimes the thing with like roll unders is that the plus and minus can get a little confusing. So,
it can, yeah.
Yeah, that's a success, guys.
Yep. So it looks to you like an unusual. You don't necessarily know what it is, but an unusual version of the Wasp class. The Wasp class is a yellow-winged, thin-bodied ship that is used mostly by lizardmen, sometimes by humans.
We like lizardmen, don't we?
I feel like lizardmen pirates isn't, wouldn't be surprising.
I think we need more.
And do I have an idea of how fast that ship is, for example, compared to ours? If it's look like it's likely to catch up,
It's.
or does it have any insignia, for example, other than being the general type of ship, or is it unmarked otherwise?
Yeah. It is marked, so it's faster than you. Its rating is higher than yours, so it has moved 3 spaces to your 1. Sorry, I should check. Is the star
Do we ever
still
see
rating 1, or is it
hiding?
2? I think it's rating 1, isn't it? But can we throw ourselves off the ship and die to avoid this?
To avoid being eaten by lizardmen.
Yeah. Let's have a look at this. I was going to say, yeah. Maybe, do you think they'd fish you out of the icy cold depths of space?
I mean, they are cold-blooded, so maybe.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't know if we're dead.
Yeah. They can eat us if they like. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Your rating is 1. Yeah, their rating is presumably at least 3.
Okay, yeah. So I'll share this information, and
and yeah, in terms of it does have insignia on it. What is it exactly is the nature of what you can work out about insignia?
it just says can recognize the insignia of all ships' ranks.
There is a separate
as in
proficiency for
with the probably in the wrong place, since it implies.
Yeah. So it's not. Yeah, you can recognize that it has insignia on it. It's in some way marked, but yeah.
Is it flying a skull and crossbones?
Yeah, does the mark look threatening? It doesn't look threatening.
Is it like a rat or a skull or something, or is it like a heart or a star?
Yeah. I mean, there is a famous Blackbeard's flag and have a heart.
Yeah. Yes. And we said it was. I was going to say, so they are likely to catch up from with you, aren't they? Is the point at this point?
Yeah. Does anyone have anything that might be good for obscuring the ship to help its escape? Like if anyone has a 50-foot darkness spell, for
Like a
example.
bag of flour or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, right now I'd take the bag of flour. I'll be honest.
I do actually have a
yes.
glass canister of smoke, but that's not going to be enough.
No.
The rainbow
So yeah, they are now range 8 away. The ballista, by the way, Simon, is range 6.
Okay, good.
Do we even want to shoot at them, or should we just prepare for boarding? Because if we shoot at them, they might shoot back.
Yeah, exactly.
We might sink them.
I'd suggest all lying on the ground and pretending to be dead, but we've got a lot of gold on the vessel. I'd rather not lose.
Yeah, no, I think we should prepare for boarding. Like put Jackson below decks, kind of take up defensive positions.
Where would we be in this? Never mind.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So, if we've got that skull with gem eyes still, maybe we should throw those at the ship just before it gets to us.
I was going to say that's one thing is the light blister actually can't do hull damage anyway, can it? Unless it has like special fixtures. It's an anti-personnel weapon. It does have a very good THAC0. Like it's really good, but it just won't damage the actual ship.
Yeah, grape shot only.
Yeah.
But the gem eye things maybe might. Who knows?
Beads of Force. Yeah.
Yeah, Beads of Force. I'll put them brackets.
I mean, how much damage do you have to do to deal damage to the hull? Like if you, I assume you can't just attack it with a weapon and expect it to deal damage to the hull. Like, would the Bead of Force actually deal damage to a ship?
I only know how it works in AD&D with this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, first edition that is.
Yeah, first edition. Yeah. Essentially, it's about what die. How many die you'd be doing in damage.
Right.
And there's a sort of rough conversion. But yeah. I will just check your magic item because you'd have been told how much damage it does because that's relevant to you here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I feel like if we've let them get close enough, we can throw a Bead of Force at them. We've probably let them get too close to try fighting.
Well, we're going to let them board us, aren't we?
Yeah. If we're going to let them board us, we should try and negotiate, and then if that fails, we beat the shit out of them. And then we try and board them back.
Actually, no. Don't let me repeat that. What were you saying?
Yeah, Jamie's aiming for the ban.
Yeah, that's such a funny pun, James. No, don't say it again.
No. So Beads of Force do 5d4 in 10-foot radius, and will knock people out of it if they save, and it persists for 3d4 rounds and traps people inside it. It is a 30-yard thing, so it is boarding distance. Like it's not quite boarding, but it's boarding distance use. Remember, each hex is 500, so you essentially need to be in the same hex, and it needs to be quite close to you.
Okay, well, why don't we demand that they stop and have only one person come over, or discuss, while the ships are next to each other,
what
or
range
something
are they at this stage?
They don't comply. We can throw.
They are 8 away. They are 8 away. So they are 4,000 yards.
Let me know when they're 5.
Yeah.
I would like to demand their immediate surrender.
There's still hundreds of yards.
I start screaming.
I scream across the void. Surrender.
People can hear you scream in space.
Yeah. Yeah, just a very short distances, yeah. These things are exaggerated, yeah. It's a bit like how, depressurization doesn't happen instantly. Yeah.
I mean, how close would you have to be to hear someone? Because I know apparently there is stuff in space, but it's spread so incredibly thinly, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like too little butter over too much bread.
Yeah, but I mean, just like Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you whisper in someone's ear while you're breathing out, I suppose, but then the air would have been sucked out anyway if you're in space. So
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I mean, I think a bead of force would do 1 to 2 hull points of damage. I would expect.
For reference, how many hull points does the Star Sail have?
Which is a smaller ship, of course. Yeah.
Mm.
The Star Sail actually only has like 1 hull point because it is a speedboat basically.
Sorry, and how many did we get a number on the number of hull points our pursuer may have?
Order of magnitude bigger. It's a much bigger ship.
So as many as 10.
Do we have an idea, at
As
least, of
few
the
as
volume
10.
of the ship in
Or
comparison?
more, yeah, and as few as 10.
Like,
less than 100.
Yeah, sorry,
At
less
least
than
10.
100. Yes, yeah, at least 10. Sorry.
Okay.
How confident?
So we can't sink them. So our options
Well,
are to
I'm
let them
thinking
board
we
us and then either kill them once they've boarded us, or negotiate with them once they've boarded us.
Well, I think we should
We could throw
negotiate
the
with
beam-
our weapons drawn.
Yeah. We could
Given
throw the
they're
beams
chasing
over
us.
when they arrive. Like, throw
Yeah.
them at the ship's deck.
We can let them. We can see what they do first, because maybe they're just curious.
Yeah.
That sounds like cowardice.
You know,
to me.
well, maybe they'll look at us.
They're
and
never
see,
just
see that we're a
curious.
bunch of like weirdos.
We're weighed down with gold and a
I
lack
can't
of common
imagine
sense.
Well, they
we
won't
could secure
see
any
the
kind of
goal.
first move advantage that will make a difference in this fight one way or the other.
As D&D players, we know what just being curious leads to.
Does anybody
Yeah.
feel like just, you know what, Jones? Why don't you just stand on the deck holding the human skull? Because if they look over and
I mean-
see a Xixchil holding a human skull, you know, looking at them, just stroking a human skull as it looks at their ship, that might be off-putting enough that they'll not bother.
I think you should do.
If it works, can I keep the skull?
Yeah, you can keep the skull either way. I don't regret any plans.
Okay, so they'll now be at
I'm in.
6. Just to say they're now at 6.
I would like to follow the plan of standing on the deck and stalking the skull.
You're not to
Even if
intimidate
it
them.
fails,
but
we'll
just-
get a good story out of it.
Yeah, because you enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, Alex is remembering very early in our campaign that started 6.5 years ago, deciding that he would buy time for the party as a young red dragon landing near the 2nd level party, or 2nd and 3rd level party, by running up and challenging it.
I was still in school 6.5 years ago.
Well, you're still in school now, aren't you? What?
You are a minor, you know.
Yeah. No, he lives in a mining area. This is a
Oh, that
confusion. I
explains
know.
why you guys flirted with me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. So, any other preparations as they come closer? They're now at 6.
I think we should tell Jackson that there's no point running anymore. He should leave the helm and go hide.
As in,
hide
you're
beneath
suggesting
deck
you actually heave to. You actually heave to
Yeah.
wait for them.
Yeah,
We might
like
as well.
we might as well stop running and be ready,
And prepare ourselves. yeah.
prepared. To
Okay,
be
what is everyone doing? I'll make a list as if you're declaring for combat. I know you're not assuming you're going in combat, but just like what happens on the when they are. Yeah.
Sam's gonna knock an arrow and keep it ready.
I am looking to. I'm trying to sight a soft target.
Yep.
yeah, my character's just readying their melee weapons. I might have to go for a minute, but feel free to carry on. If my character dies, tell me after.
Laugh and tell me after.
Yeah.
Some is at Ballista.
Yep.
Morthylla and Xeethra are melee prep. Jones is doing his poor Yorick impression, his Hamlet impression. Kawakami.
I have a
Kawaka-
staff, so I guess I'll prepare that.
And is Vil the last character? Oh yeah, Jackson. Is Jackson just sheltering below or
I
something?
think, yeah, tell Jackson to get below deck with the chatter.
Yeah, in the kind of four bunk cabin, they're just like pretending not to be there. Okay, and Vil is your only aggressive caster, I think. I know Xeethra has sleep maybe.
I have
Oh, you
sleep
have sleep.
prepared, so I will. Yeah, I've got some range, so I'll just be ready to cast it in case. So I'll be sort of like hunkered down because I am
Probably stand behind
a poor little caster.
me
Mhm.
because I'm not really a good shield,
Yeah.
but I'll try to defend you.
You'll be a shield for one shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's all it'll take.
Yeah. Like Willem Dafoe in Platoon, you're going to be gunned down by a helicopter, or whatever.
Is that a Zulu reference?
Yes.
He literally said Platoon.
Platoon is a film in the expand.
It has a similar ending.
Great. I need the stats. So yeah, it is. Yeah, as I say, it looks like a Wasp class, but it doesn't have any landing gear, and it has like 3 turrets. Wasps are usually lightly armed. This has 3 turrets, 3 heavy ballistas, ballistae. It will be at 3. Within the next round, when it gets to 2, it'll fire a warning shot across your bows. Doesn't try to hit you, and comes closer. It looks a bit. It's weird. It looks visibly like the design, though it is very much, and this is what Xeethra can tell you. It looks like a Wasp class, but it's some kind of variant. It kind of is. It's obviously a slightly kind of rounder, thicker version, but without it. Presumably can't land on land. Might be able to land on water. And yes, at hailing distance, which is what going to be about, pushing at 100 yards, 300 feet, like 100 meters, 90 meters, that would be, for those who count in those terms. Yeah, I guess in hailing distance, you'll see some lizard men on the kind of the deck, the exposed deck at the front. Do you remember on the Northloyd there's like the exposed deck as well? There's the internal deck. Yeah. Are you actually firing, Simon, or are you just taking aim?
So do they look like they've got weapons on them?
So the ship has 3 turrets, 3 heavy ballista.
3 heavy ballistas. Are they trained on us?
Yes.
They fired a warning shot.
They fired a warning shot.
The warning shot could have been like something quite pathetic and small.
Heavy ballista do 1d3 hull points of damage.
How many hull points of damage do we have?
We're dead.
We have 1 hull point.
Yeah. Don't start a firefight that we will lose. Please.
Yeah, I won't fire. 2 PK'd by 1
I think this was the theory of allowing it to be a boarding action, because then they're invested in the result as well, kind of thing.
Like if they board us and they've sunk the ship, and we just steal their ship after we win the fight.
Yeah.
And then you have a new ship.
Yeah. And
damage
as well.
And then we don't have to rely on Jackson anymore.
Yeah, I will step off.
Then we kill Jackson.
Eat him. What?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah. So they will hail and intimate they'll be speaking stellar trade. They're lizard men. There are a couple of lizard men on the front deck. I was going to say there's it's a 4 deck with the forward station. They will call and what's the at the forward station on the main deck, and we'll call and call to for you to pay your duties to the police force of the Stellar Lizardman Confederacy.
Well, they should come a bit closer, and then we can pay them.
Do we know if that's a real thing?
Do we care?
I mean, it sounds like we're being extorted, but if we're being extorted and not killed...
I'll take extorted over killed any day.
Yeah, like how much is it? Like if they're asking for like 50 gold, we probably just pay it. If they're asking for 500 gold, we probably fight.
Do we want to take their ship? That's really what we want to do here, right?
I mean,
what's the standard fee?
What are the odds?
Yeah.
Better than Big Shot.
How many of them are on deck?
There's 2 on deck.
And presumably 3 on the ballista.
I think the weapon crews are 4 each. You might think it's you might guess it's a crew of 20 or so.
Yeah, 20. That sounds about right.
The Star Sailor is a crew of 1, because it's just a speedboat. It's a skiff.
So you take the 10 on the left, I'll take the 10 on the right.
We've got a monk.
How close are clustered? If you look at the ballista, are they like mounted close to one another? maybe one on the bow, 2 on the stern, or something like that? Like, how are they oriented?
And there's two. There are 2 dorsal. There are 2 on the bottom, and where the landing gear would be, they've replaced. And where is the other one? So I'm just reading
I'm wondering if they're close enough to one another that if I cast sleep.
Oh, there is one on the
2
top.
at once.
There's one at the top. So one ventral, 2 dorsal.
What creatures are these?
Lizardmen. They are apparently the police force of the Stellar Lizardman Confederacy, and they are asking you to pay your duties.
Ooh,
Can you ask what the standard bribe is?
Well, if someone wants me to have us both cast sleep or something.
I mean, we should let's see how negotiations go first.
Yeah.
Perhaps someone with
Be prepared for them to fail, because currently I'm the only one who's tried to ask a question. But you know.
Yeah, I think that they'd say, you know, for 500 gold, or a good magic item, like a proper magic item.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if we give them our beads and see how they enjoy that. But
By that, do you mean throw them? Here, have this.
I don't even know if we have 500 gold left after training.
What are they using to legitimize this tax anyway? Because, you know, are we not an international
Thanks, Tom.
base?
So, Sam Tom's just popping off. We're finishing in 10 minutes. He votes to pay, if possible. I mean, you're in international waters, but is that a concept? There's not like a UN convention on the sea.
No, but we got to explain to them that you can't just go anywhere and ask for taxes, because if any country is essentially overlapping like that, people are getting taxed. I mean, this has actually happened in history, obviously, so they might just not care.
Yeah.
But people are getting taxed multiple times.
Is Xeethra's argument? He's like, look, have you considered the international law ramifications of this?
Yeah. Okay, but there should
I would
still
like
be
to explain to Xeethra that they can do this because they have guns.
Yeah.
So they have weapons on their boat, and we don't.
Like, if you're wanting to tax someone, you're doing it according to where they are. So there should be something relevant to, like, are we near any kind of Lizardman stronghold?
They'll say that these things are on a need-to-know basis.
Oh.
Okay, well, we need to know because you want our money.
You'll see. Given that you are, I was going to say, given at this point you are, 10 away or something, like 100 away, 100 yards away, 10 inches away. You'll see the ballista being loaded and pivoted on you.
We do.
We're willing to pay, of course.
We do have.
But would you like me to pay?
Will's stagger is probably just worth giving away.
Can't we just wing the 2 exploding eyes at them?
What if it doesn't
Look,
work?
I'm willing to pay in medical services.
We do.
I reckon we storm in, wing an exploding eye into each of the turrets, killing all 4 in each of them.
You remember how famously bad all of your plans have gone? Every single decision you've ever made in this game. Ever.
You've got 2 casts
in this game.
You've got 2 casts of sleep. You've got some casts of sleep. You've got beads of force. Can you Cochrane them? Are you Seawolf enough for it?
Are we a bunch of cowards?
Yes.
Or are
yes.
We... Oh, come on.
Okay, should we take a vote in the chat?
Okay.
Tom voted,
it's me versus everyone else, right?
Tom voted pay. Alex votes pay. Andrew votes pay. Technically, it could still be a draw. It could still be a draw.
Wait, where are people putting these?
That's fine. Jamie says no. Beat.
Sorry, you have to write it in the main session, actually, otherwise your vote isn't counted, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I don't get the rules.
So we're currently at 3-2, waiting for slaughter. Vil.
It will be a slaughter, that's why we should pay them.
Hold on, what do we owe them?
I mean, we
got
500 gold or enough magic items to make them happy.
By the way, guys, also think about this, right? If we destroy them all, there are a bunch of people who go around taking money off of other people. They're gonna have a load of loot. They might have a load of loot on. They might be to start their shift, but if it's towards the end of the busman's day, they're gonna have a load of loot on the ship, right?
I suppose I should.
They're a legitimate government agency. They wouldn't lie about that.
Legitimate on. Sorry.
Jones then jims the camera. He literally turns to camera. They wouldn't lie about it.
I can't believe we're going to end the season with a TPK.
Morthylla starts turning into Fleabag as she turns towards the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, it's clear that Phoebe Waller-Bridge has taken over not just Indiana Jones, but also all of Spelljammer.
I still haven't seen the new one.
So,
Indiana Jones,
or The Office. I don't understand.
Indiana Jones. I have seen all of The Office and never watched Fleabag.
I've only seen like little clips of The Office.
So, Beach,
He's typing.
what was your vote?
He's typing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Please vote correctly.
Oh no, he's randomising it, the coward.
I mean, Alex, you do this. You and Mark both do this in our game, don't you? You both be like, ooh.
Just clarify. I think the NPCs should be able to vote, but only the
Mark
vibe
does this. I don't know if I do.
I mean, I think I know what Jackson would vote if he got a vote on it. And are the chat sentient? I forget.
They are.
Yeah, they're sentient. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd only be outnumbered 3-1. Like, I feel like we could have taken them.
3-1, and we're not even average party level 2.
You are.
Most of us will go down in one hit. Well, at least two of us will.
Yeah.
There
are 10 of you. There are.
You can't count the chatter.
They given who beat the harpies. That's the real question.
Yeah.
Just clarify. I've trained the chatter to only nod. So I just say to the chatter, "Do you want to attack?" And then they think I'm giving them food. So they start instantly nodding their heads.
They're not animals. They're not. You can't train them. They are actually intelligent.
Yeah, no. Like with people, you can train them just to do what you want.
We're paying, are we?
Yeah. I think if nothing else, we should start by offering them the magic dagger that Wilsp used, because
this is the most embarrassing session of D&D I've ever attended.
So, Beej, what did you roll? What did you roll? Roll pay.
Roll pay.
Yeah. No,
I couldn't decide. I was going to say one was pay, two was fight.
Yeah. I was going to say Jackson would only tie break, but Jackson would probably be happy to fight. He's lawful.
I feel like you're dishonouring your country here. You should be dumping tea into outer space, not paying these taxes from some other country.
It's not it's not an actual tax. We are just being extorted. However,
No, this is why Jackson would fight if you guys wanted to. He will go along if you're paying. He'll go along with paying. I remember he's an adventurous 17-year-old who now feels like he's being ripped off now.
I mean, but we listen. We can come back for them.
Can I just say though, if you'd chosen to learn and paid Nistel's magic aura for Mr. You could have enchanted a bunch of crap and given it to them. You have been completely done by your own ignorance of the game.
What you gotta enchant the crab to do? Like smell of garlic or?
Well, no. Nistel's magic aura makes it seem like it's magical. It doesn't do.
It does specific things. Yeah. It does make it magical, so it means it exists on the astral. We talked about this last night in the stream, Alex. You might have missed that bit.
Yeah.
Simon, were you there for a bit last night?
I was for a bit, but I didn't stay through the whole thing because I went to bed.
The magical effect is that it seems magical. That's like the most circular thing you can imagine.
Oh no, but that both means it detects as magical. It also means it exists on the astral.
Well, it's like it's like painting something with like clear coat or something. Like you can't scratch it because it's got like a paint. Yeah. But also, it doesn't look like it's got paint on.
Yeah, it counts as magical for any effect that would destroy non-magical.
Like paint thickener or whatever you call it. It'll be the stuff that goes with the actual pigment in the paint.
Yeah,
there's a word for it that more clever people than me will know.
Yeah,
medium.
Yeah. Yes.
It's probably
I will check.
word than medium, but
So you're going to show them the show Tanto,
yeah.
which is it's a dagger, not a knife +1, which is irrelevant for what it actually is.
Well, just
I think
do we not have 500 gold pieces? Because I feel like a +1 weapon's kind of more valuable than that.
I mean, could be, but do we have? I don't even know if we have 500 gold pieces left
What,
after training.
this question, Owen, do you have a record of what our party funds are after the training? Or...
No, I have not. That's why I got you to record them because I hadn't tossed them up yet. I know how much money you should. I know how much money you've earned. Alex or someone has a list of how much money you should have, how much cash you already have.
I do.
How much cash do you currently have before anything from today?
Well, I've not done selling treasure or anything yet, but just gold we already had. We had 200, and then like depends how much we get for selling. 200, and then this 1,000 gold of melted lump.
Yeah, but this treasure we're talking about like 14k in gems or something insane like that, aren't we?
1,600 in gems and the 2 crowns worth 1,000.
Oh, 1,600. Okay, yeah, that's not quite as...
Yeah,
400
you had
and 5,000 gold crowns.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, and there was some other gems we had previously that I...
Yeah, you had 9,100 in jewelry. You had because you also got the gems off the were-ats.
Yes, I didn't get a value for those, so I hadn't.
No, that was 500. That was 570. So
yeah.
570 gems there. I was going to say you probably have 500 gold if you want to give them 500 gold.
I was going to say we can't be paying more than like 6,000 to 9,000 or so in training unless people are failing those rolls loads, right?
I mean Simon, mostly Simon.
Yeah,
but even with 6,000 plus a few extra thousands, we've got more than enough to pay 500 gold.
Yeah, as in I would assume you have 500 gold, especially because you already had 200. So
yeah, and also
how much would an amulet of detect illusion be worth?
Oh, that's a good point. We have like 6 of those amulets.
Guys, can we not just give it? Who's hoarding these valuable magic items that none of my characters have? Can I have the +1 Tanto and the Amulet of Immortality while we give them some spare change? Like, if you look in the DM's guide, which I won't do, I'm sure you'll find the prices listed for these are a lot higher than 500 gold.
I was going to say, Alex, could you? No, what I was going to say, a dagger is worth 500 XP, so it'll be worth more than that in gold.
In first edition, the gold value is much higher than the XP values, like by a lot.
Yeah, it depends on the kind of item, because it can be like 2 times or it can be like 5 times.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm very quickly check the XP record to find out what XP value I gave the Detect Illusion amulets.
Like, we can just give them a handful of those.
Not a handful.
Well, it depends whether
one.
It depends whether they. But no, it depends how valuable they are, doesn't it?
Where is the
That's what I'm asking you.
record?
Okay, but like if we got enough for 1 each and they're permanent, and then we got extras, maybe we give them to them. But like,
here we go. XP record.
Oh, they're not permanent. They will have charges. I just don't know how many.
Each for illusion amulets.
So, are you going to show them one? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Why not?
If they'll say if you got 2 of those, they'll accept 2 of those.
We do have 5 of them.
Yeah, I say just pay up.
I think just
But
pay
2
up.
next.
Or we should
act like it's really onerous. Be like 2 of them. Ugh. Okay, and we like fish around and
yeah. Let me just say goodbye to this one. It's been with me a long time.
Yeah, ever since I stole
Aren't you
it.
glad we mobbed those wizards now?
Yeah.
My dad crafted
Some people wanted to not rob the wizards.
Our 5 dead children.
Yeah, I was going to say the only real consequences at this point. I'd say there are still multiple real like Jackson definitely thinks less of some of you, not less of some because some refuse to take part, but he thinks a bit less of some of the rest of you. You didn't get kicked off the planet because of Wilsp drugging people because Wilsp is dead, so that is not a consequence. That didn't matter. There is the thing where you owe the Yakuza. That's a thing.
That's not a consequence.
And I said,
Yakuza.
Yeah.
I
There's
choose
no
to
such
see
thing
that
as
as an
Yakuza.
opportunity.
There are merely mutual
Okay,
insurance
Yakuza
societies and bond holding associations.
And one of you is better than the other.
Yeah, in Alex's opinion. the one that his character is definitely not involved in, because no one has ever seen his tattoo. Yeah, great. So yeah, they will accept that, and tell you that you should tell everyone about your good experience of what happened when you paid up.
Hope never to do business with you again. Good
Yeah,
day.
absolutely. I will even tell them where exactly it is that you found this, just so they know where such lovely people are hanging about.
Don't threaten the nice man.
You disgust me.
Listen, what we're gonna. The obvious thing to do here is we're gonna find some pirates who are racist against lizards, and we're gonna come back here and kill them.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah.
It might be racist, but think we're talking about something else when we say lizards.
Oh, no.
It's really different to paying taxes.
Sorry.
They're like, no, I've been watching those videos too.
I do not endorse any of these opinions I'm joking about.
Yeah.
I'm making fun of racist people, just to clarify.
Yeah.
In common with Elon Musk.
He's like one of those people who's like just being edgy and pushing the boundaries, by I'm just asking questions.
There's none of those around anymore.
Not even doing that. I'm just.
I genuinely don't know what we're talking about anymore. Is that some kind of new slur?
It's not a new slur.
Well, anywho.
Yes. Cool. I guess you're going to be docking 10 rations from the 24. Alex, do you have that listed? Your ration count?
No, I will pop them on now.
Because you had 24 from the were-rats, so take that down to 14.
Yeah.
I don't know what other rations you have. I assume there's probably enough rations to get you through.
I guess I will add Wolf's remaining rations to those.
Yeah. He doesn't need them anymore. He's gone. And so, okay. The next day, you're going to be between planets, aren't you? It's going to be, I think you'll drop to like a 1 in 20. Roll. Who hasn't? Alex, roll a d20.
Yay.
And I'll go and check. If it's more than like 2, it probably doesn't matter.
5.
Yeah. No, it'll be at 2 in 20 because you're on the inner track, aren't you? You're heading into the inner track now. So, yeah. Okay. And take off another 10. And finally, who hasn't? I guess, Jamie, you roll a d20. It'll be again like a 4 in 20 chance.
Back to your previous point, I decided that Phil really doesn't care if 17-year-old Jackson thinks less of her.
Yeah. She's been thinking about it for a while. I mean, Jones doesn't even realise that Jackson thinks less of her. Of him.
Morthylla does, because she wants to radicalise him into her religious organisation.
Yeah. I was going to say, then again, Morthylla was the patsy, so Morthylla didn't necessarily know what was happening. She was the one, she got drugged.
Jones just assumes that people think less of him. Everyone seems to hate tall mantis men that perform illegal surgery.
And Sam was not present for the planning, so the ranger, who might have alignment penalties, wasn't present for the main incident. So,
just
I suggest Jones.
Jones
should just talk less about other people's organs. It'll go better for you.
And people prefer him. Yeah. Okay. So you rolled a 5. You rolled a 5, Jamie, did you? 5.
Yeah.
In that case, no encounter. You will arrive at Bar Sinister, a wretched hive of scum and villainy. It is I'll get a description because we should finish in a second. But I'll see if I can find the description. Is one thing about getting to the point of, I don't know if this is an old age thing, but it's being like, I wish that D&D adventures were indexed.
I mean, why don't you just index your adventures?
To be fair, I don't, but then my adventures only have like 2 pages long. So I kind of assume that...
like the
he's a one-page dungeon man, isn't he?
Well, the actual adventures as we're running it, like, have an index that you have access to.
Yeah,
so you can search solution. What is the thing?
Just spend like an afternoon, just go through the book and figure out where everything relevant is.
Index? Oh no, you mean? Oh, you're saying I should personally, individually,
Yeah.
index all of my own adventures.
Yeah.
You're the DM. That should be your job, right?
Yeah, that's what the DM does.
Legitimately, I do things like that. Well, like when I know that I'll need to refer to like.
Oh no,
this
I
weird
do
specific rule that's
to a
on
degree.
page
I do to a degree, but
whatever.
obviously, given when you're running a lot of open world campaigns and people just go all over the place, like
Yeah, so
it means I know individual
Yeah.
stuff okay, but I don't know other stuff.
sounds like you need a contents then rather than an index.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it's gonna take ages if you just write a list of every common word or
Just
concept you
feed,
might need
feed
to
all your
refer.
adventures into an AI, and they can just ask it questions.
Boo.
There you go.
Or a slave.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Or that you could just.
Could you not train your children to do this?
Yeah. Exactly. Well, it's literally, I would say, without joking, not on the level of referencing adventures, but it's why obviously Alex sometimes ADMs for me because it's incredibly useful to have someone just be like, could you go and find out a rule,
Yeah.
rather than me spending the extra time doing that.
Alex,
So yeah,
Alex is the Robert Kuntz of this group.
yeah.
Is that a Zulu
It is.
reference?
Yeah, so yeah, I was going to say Bar Sinister is like it is a small asteroid, but that everyone knows the location of, visible, and it you can land on it. There is a no violence rule. It's not a place to actually go and kind of go and fight or go and do missions. It's a place to go and find out stuff and to refuel and to get repairs and stuff. It's very much a safe haven, especially on the inner rings beyond Brawl, where obviously there's there is
There's
Brawl
tax
has,
collectors. There's tax collectors.
there's
everywhere.
tax collectors, exactly, yeah. So yes, yeah, I will send some more information about that, I guess.
Yeah, we want to find out about lizardmen pirates and where they sleep.
Yes. Oh, is that what you're like, we would like to start killing lizardmen pirates. We now hunt pirates.
We know
But
lizardmen
yes.
pirates, and
Yeah.
we want to make friends of everybody else who wishes to do this.
I'll close the stream and I'll be right back. Great. Thanks, guys. That was fun.